all playing the same game. Well, almost.
That's Phil Ivey.
Yeah.
Where it all goes?
They tell me I'm intimidating. They tell me I can melt a man with my stare. Actually, we're just all playing the same game. Well, almost.
David Williams raises to 1,800. Jack 9 offsuit.
48.
And Brad Booth raises to 5,800.
And Mr. Phil Ivey's got a pair of kings.
And he's going to raise to 14,000.
14.
Brad looks like he's serious about making this call here.
Yeah.
14.
Well, it's going to cost him 8,200.
Sorry, Phil. You're about 230 or so?
300 about.
300?
Yeah, about.
280 or something like that.
Yeah, he's going to make the call because Phil Ivey has $280,000 left. And if Brad Booth gets the right flop, he could win a lot of money in this hand.
Flop comes 3-7-6.
That's not the right flop.
Yeah.
He does have an inside straight draw and a backdoor flush draw.
A $23,000 bet from Ivey.
23.
Looks like Brad Booth's not giving up.
I'm all in.
Brad Booth just said he's all in, which means he's putting Phil Ivey all in.
I love you, God.
He put 3 bricks out there, $300,000 in cash with a 4 high.
That's ballsy.
Serious business going on, Daniel.
Very ballsy. Phil Ivey says, what's going on here? And I think what's going on here is Brad Booth is putting Phil Ivey on exactly the type of hand he has, and he doesn't believe that Phil Ivey can call $250,000 or $60,000 right now.
Wish you could put the chips in. That cash just looks so sweet.
It is intimidating.
He just says that because you don't need to wait at the main cage. You know, he might save a lot of money because, you know, his time's a lot of money. So when he's counting the pot and what he can win, counts the 300 or whatever he has, plus another 250 that he doesn't wait at the cage. So he has a better value. You guys don't count like that. I know you don't.
David Benjamin is saying that Phil Ivey might be in a dangerous position taking $300,000 in chips to the cage. Might make a stop in the casino. I think Brad Booth is doing this for 2 reasons. 1, he doesn't feel Phil Ivey can call him with a pair of queens, kings, or aces. And 2, he's advertising.
Yeah.
He is showing that he is totally unpredictable, and he expects this $300,000 bet here to pay dividends in the future.
Gotcha. Yep.
Because he could very easily have a pair of 6s, a pair of 7s, a pair of 3s, and a flop to set. He's trying to say, that's what I have. Throw your hand away, Phil.
Yeah.
And Phil does.
Yep.
You're a sick man.
Brad Booth accomplished quite a bit with that great play. There is about 18,000 out there already. Both Phil and Antonio are goading Juan into raising here, hoping that he doesn't. But he does.
And enter the wild card madness card. That's 25? I don't even have one of those. He goes right to the exploiting me, and he knows that I have to give up 5 chips to call. 5 instead of just 1.
A cool 25,000 raise with 8, 9 of spades.
Oh.
Should be 100 more.
100 more. You made it 39.
He's the best. He's just torturing me. So when I try and get in with 1 chip, he puts in 2. Third might be the best.
So it's a 1 blue chip?
Yeah.
Ellie's big winner. He might take a shot.
One blue chip. A lot of people at home call it one blue chip.
Just one blue chip.
Worst lay down I ever make in my life.
Look at the math of the hands. Like if I just called there instead of raising, we're likely to have 4 colors.
See if Mr. Ivey puts in that blue chip. Nope, it's 5 white chips.
It looks quite baller with Ivy's stacks of money and chips. It's most baller.
Juan misses. Phil Ivey's got a huge draw, nut flush draw, and an inside straight draw. A little $45,800 continuation bet. Ivey is analyzing the hand. It's very possible that Tom Dwan has a set. He raised $25,000 before the flop. He knows he's not going to get Tom Dwan to lay down a hand like ace-king or aces.
How much you start this hand with there?
About 750.
But he does have a big draw, and he is playing against Tom Dwan. He might decide to gamble and raise. He just calls. Three of spades on the turn, about as blank as you can get. 162,000 in the pot already. The man with 9 high bets 123-2. Phil Ivey has a big decision now. He feels he's behind and is trying to figure out if he can get paid off if he makes his hand. If a diamond comes, can he get any money out of Juan? If a jack comes, is he just going to split the pot? He decides to call. I think he's calling for 2 reasons. 1, he feels he can get paid off if he hits his hand. And 2, there's a small chance that Juan is completely airballing. Ivey makes a pair of 6s on the river. Misses the flush, misses the straight. There's $408,700 out there. It's not like Tom Dwan to give up. This is the first time all season that the table's been completely quiet. Even Phil Lock and Antonio are quiet. He is loading the gun. He fires. 268,200.
How much is that and how much do you have left?
Have about 280 left.
Dwan's voice was a little shaky there. He did not want to hear any inquiries from Phil Ivey. Can't expect Phil Lock to be quiet forever.
$258, 268.
You can see that Phil Ivey is not showboating. He is seriously contemplating a call here with a pair of 6s.
Wow.
Wait till you see how long. Wait till y'all see what I have that I'm taking this long. I'm not gonna,
I think I know what it
believe
is.
this one. No, you don't.
Yeah, I think I do.
This is gonna be the sickest call of all time.
Juan really looks nervous. What Phil Ivey's trying to decide is he really nervous or is he acting nervous? The truth is he is really nervous.
Okay, let's see. Let's think about this a little bit.
Tom Dwan is starting to gulp now. The excitement is overwhelming to Ellie.
Sorry.
He only does for a minute. Anthony's like he's
Sorry,
sleeping.
this is not. I don't usually take this long.
No, I don't. No one cares, Ivy. You can take till the.
It's 500,000 in the pot. You want us to tell you anything? 500 in the middle. Four something.
Go back to sleep, kid.
Just go back to bed.
Juan looks worse.
Can't be nothing. Except for that.
Can't be nothing except what Tom Dwan has.
Okay.
Oh, that one hurt.
God,
I
my
think he's
eyes
bluffing.
hurt so.
I really
Give
think he's
him
bluffing.
5,000 if you
Staring
can't
at
show you
that
ace high or better. Give him a free roll for 1,000 on ace high or better if he can't.
I really think he's
The
bluffing.
lights just like,
What's wrong with your eyes?
because I was staring at the same card the whole time, and something about the lights must really.
You had the hand. Let's go.
Dur, you're a very interesting human. I'm glad to be in your orbit, you know? 'Cause I know we
you
don't
know
connect a lot, but it's nice to be around, like,
Like, I must have just been at a weird light angle.
Phil Hellmuth raises to 2,000 with the Jack 5 of hearts. Anybody need some dry cleaning done? There's a lot of steam coming off Phil Hellmuth right now. Wow, what a flop. Hellmuth has flopped an open-end straight draw and a flush draw. Phil Ivey has a higher flush draw. Ivey bet 6,000. Phil Hellmuth would be totally justified in raising here. Open-end straight and flush draw.
Raise it.
And he's going to raise.
20.
Phil Ivey going over everything that's happened today as it pertains to this hand. I know for sure he's going to call the 20,000. Good chance he might try to put Phil Hellmuth all in right now.
How much more you got?
90.
Phil Hellmuth sound like a little kid. How much money you got today? 90. You want to buy an ice cream? Maybe. How about if we just shoot some craps? Definitely. Ivey's just going to call. Kings on the turn for Ivey. Quick check. Phil Hellmuth only has 80,000 left. There's already 60,000 in the pot. Hellmuth knows Ivey was in the small blind, just called the 2,000, could easily have a hand like 7-8. He could check and see the river, or he can try and move Phil Ivey off his hand right here, go all in. He's going all in.
Call.
And Phil Ivey calls.
Hold on a sec. Let's take a look. Wow. Gee, that's rough shape. 6 wins.
That is
huh?
not the hand Phil Hellmuth was hoping to see. Those are the 6 cards he can win with.
Cooler board. You want to deal it 3 times?
No.
Ivey does not want to deal with 3 times. And no insurance because Phil Hellmuth doesn't have the best hand.
His strength.
Wow, they both make the flush on the river.
Good game, man.
Looks like Phil Hellmuth is leaving.
Well, the good news, if he checked the turn, he still would lose.
Phil Hellmuth chose to only fire 1 bullet. He joins Kara to give her his thoughts.
Did you make a conscious decision to come in here today and be a more aggressive Phil, to kind of mix it up a bit?
Not really. I came in with the intent of winning, you know, and to me it's extraordinarily fair. Look, I mean, Phil Ivey, I give him credit. I mean, I think he's a triple threat. He's great in cash games, he's great online, and he's great in tournaments. I give him a lot of credit. But the guy's been extraordinarily lucky against me. And I do think when I have my day against him, I'm gonna beat him for $1 million or 2. Because I'm not afraid of him, and when it comes to hold'em, I'll play with him. So I'll play with him in the cash games and hold'em, and I'll play with him in the tournaments and hold'em. He doesn't have a bracelet yet. But you know, there's no doubt he's great in all 3, and he's been very lucky against me so far.
And how many strokes did he give you? 2 aside?
Phil Ivey is just going to call with his 9s.
Well, actually, then this one hole, I just kept hitting it in the water. He's just sitting there smiling the whole time.
Didn't work out for Gus when he just called with his queens. But Jason attempts a squeeze play here. 22-1.
One that Phil
Going to lose Gus and Ellie.
Any meat, chicken, or fish for a year.
For a year. Okay,
Phil Ivey's not going anywhere.
He's going to just take care of his body.
Well, I got a 5. I got 5.
He's the happiest guy in 1 year. It's like it's such a.
I don't want that.
You lost $1 million there. Okay, I would like to take some action. I'll give you.
So I have no choice.
For 200,000. Okay, second bet. I'm just kidding. 2-1, 200,000 firm offer. Okay, what's next up?
Ivey just calls.
And then the other one's 2-1 that I win 2 bracelets.
Looks like Gus Hansen is throwing in the towel for the night. Good flop for Phil. No ace, no king, no queen. If Jason didn't have it before, it's unlikely he has it now. Jason does have an inside straight draw, would make a straight with a 5. And he bets 28-7. Let's see what Phil does here. We know he's not going out.
I'm up 3 and we're going for 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, shoot. You're up 1,000.
That's you get there eventually.
You got schooled. Who was going to lose the $4 million?
No,
all of us.
No, he just offered. No one.
We offered $3 million.
You offered
Ivey raises 50,000.
No, we offered like 1.5 million, right?
You and Ellie were going to do $1.5 million each?
Oh, you did?
I don't see any way Jason's calling. Ivey slow playing the 9s is going to make him about $40,000.
I'm sorry.
Many times.
Wow, the worst thing is I didn't even know a hand was.
But Jason's not throwing his hand away yet.
So sick. I just got for 1,000.
What's in those?
He's all in.
It's one of his, I don't know.
He continues to tell a good story. I don't see how Phil Ivey can call. If Jason had aces or kings, he'd play it the same way.
You know what? I'm going to tighten it.
You have 1,000 left.
It's a $107,000 raise.
Although I owe the guy $5.
Looking at the board, Ivey sees no drawer out there. Little glance at Jason. As I said, the story is very convincing. It really looks like Jason, who's played kind of snug. Phil Ivey just said, all right.
Guess you got me here. Guess I already on.
Phil Ivey said, all right, if you got the overpair, you got me.
Yeah,
And he calls.
Once, twice.
What a call by Phil Ivey.
Maybe so.
One time.
Want to run twice? Or once?
I don't even want to do it once.
I could have answered that question, Jason. One time. You're going to have to catch your 5 of your ace. Great play by Jason. Great call by Phil Ivey.
I'm starting to not feel so bad about putting me 200,000 in with my 2 queens. I'm starting not to feel so bad. I mean, I see the king 10 and the king 3. Ah, man. Nice hand.
Welcome to the Ivy world, Jason.
I wish I just waited for aces instead of actually doing that.
Well,
You'd have had me convinced, Jason, but I'm not Phil Ivey. Barry's going to step out here and raise to 5,500 with queen 10 offsuit. Phil Ivey suspects something. Raises Barry. We have another air Ivy hand. Ivy suspects that Barry was out of line, and he's right. But it looks like Lex, who's got a decent hand, suspects that they're both out of line, and he's right. Look at them. They look like suspects. Nice play by Lex, 51-6.
How much more are you playing?
I think Phil Ivey's posturing here,
110,
asking Lex how much he has.
140 something? 130, 140 more?
Doesn't want Barry to know he raised him with air.
I'm all in.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Phil Ivey just went all in with a 5-deuce offsuit. I don't believe it.
I thought you were just angry at Barry.
I am.
That is one of the great bluffs
Nice hand.
in the history of high-stakes poker. What a move.